Hello and welcome back to the Fiat Ducato build series. If you're new to the channel, I'm Naz and together with my wife Rosie we're turning this panel van into a tiny home on wheels. In today's video we're going to be diving into how we battened and ply lined the bottom half of the van conversion, and right at the very end I'm going to show you how we made the back half of the van where the bed is nice and cosy with some four-way stretch carpet. Without further ado, let's get into it. So we decided to tackle the battening in two stages really. A lot of van builds tend to batten top to bottom and that seems to work really well. But for us, as we've gone for bigger battens up on the bottom compared to on top, it just made sense to tackle the bottom half before we approached the back half that you can see behind me.
Vad hakten alla var, fest, fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn, fullfest hela dagen.
I quickly just wanted to explain why I've gone for such meaty battens. You would have seen it at the very front of the van. I started with 25mm roofing battens, which I was going to use for the entire battening process. However, I was in the van the other night and I obviously noticed that in these Ducato boxer relay vans there's a rather large part of the chassis that actually comes out further than the rest of the van. A lot of people tend to basically just cut a hole for this and carpet it, but to me that looks really ugly, so I didn't want to do that. Thinking about it, I'd be sacrificing about 4 centimeters worth of living space to actually cover those. But the added benefit of it is bringing these battens out to 45mm instead of 25 means that when I ply, I can ply straight over my bed beams, meaning that you're not going to see them. Once the bed's framed and the bed's in place, these aren't going to be seen, which I think is great. So yeah, the lower half of the van is getting 45mm battens all round to avoid the ugly bits of metal which I just didn't want showing.
Vad hakten alla var, fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets
So all I did was buy big sheets of plywood to go on the bottom, both sides. The driver's side wall is the longest and it's also the thinnest. I used 5 or 6mm ply for that side because there's nothing attached to it, there's nothing that needs to be weight bearing on it. However, on the other side, which is the side of our electrics, as you would have seen in the electrics video, I've used some 9mm ply just because it's supporting a lot of heavy and very expensive equipment.
Alla var, fullfest hela dagen. Mjöl från livets grottekvarn, fullfest hela dagen.
And that process went really well. Having the extra battening in place meant that our walls were coming out further than initially intended, but that did have a few added benefits. One which I went into previously about the fact that the bed beams are now covered, but a really big positive, we could add in some additional insulation. So we just cut some 25mm Celtex and put that on top of our existing 25mm Celtex. And we've slept in this van a number of occasions since it's been insulated and plied, and we've not yet had to use the diesel heater. So yeah, once the walls were up, it was just a case of then dividing the garage space from the living space. I decided to do this with some 9mm ply as I was going to be attaching my sofa to it, and I just thought as a dividing wall it needs a little bit more structural integrity than just the 5mm ply that I've used on one of the sides. So it was literally just a case of having 2 supporting battens on some L brackets and attaching that to our 9mm ply, and that has also worked out really well for us. It's left us with a massive garage. Apologies that I didn't film any of the garage. Again, like with a lot of this van build, I did most of it in the odd hour here and there that I had on my lunch breaks, and I didn't really pick up the camera to film it. But it's turned out really nice. I'll also insert some photos of the finished piece here as well, so you can see them. We just went with a nice dark green colour on the walls, and that looks really nice. And then we went for some rubberized flooring on the boot, like many van builds tend to use. We wanted that area of the van to be really hard wearing. So the next video you will see from us will be a really exciting one actually, and one that I've been dying to edit and put out, and that's actually building the bulkhead and also putting the upper walls in and putting the window frame in. This is a job that I stressed out about just because I didn't know really how I was going to frame the window, and it's worked out really well. Should I be nice and give you a sneak peek? Yes, why not? Okay. So this is what the window looks like now. So you can see there the window's in. I'm also giving you a sneak peek of our overheads and a slight bit of our kitchen, but I will save that for another video. So the actual stress of thinking about the window frame was actually a lot more than actually doing the job itself, and doing the window frame went quite well. But yes, that will be the next video. It'll be basically making this van turn into a camper pretty much overnight. Since the walls have been up and painted, it's starting to feel really nice in here, and you'll see in the videos to come that we've really progressed a lot with this van build. And now the kitchen's in, the sofa's in, the overheads are going in, but I just haven't had time to actually put the videos out. But I'm trying to find a balance between editing and actually doing the work on the van, just so I can get these videos out there, because I know there's at least a few of you who come back every time and watch all the videos, so for that I am very thankful. And that's a good place to call it a day on this video. The lower half of the ply has been done and the carpeting's been done, which has worked out really well, and having the back half carpeted where our bed is has turned it into a really cosy living space, and it's meant for some pretty decent night's sleep since. As always, thank you very much for watching this video. We appreciate all your views, comments and likes so much, and the subscriber count is steadily growing, so I'm quite happy with that too. If you're not already, then please consider subscribing down below. Drop the video a like if you've got any questions at all about the battening process, ply lining, or just van builds in general, then drop them down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And stay tuned for the next video. But until then, I'll see you next time.